Thank God the election is almost here. Maybe the markets will finally make up their mind. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, October the 18th. And, what a ridiculous moment in history. But again, I guess this is the political system and has been for a while. The negativity, the ads, the attacks, whatever. Look, I think most people probably made up their mind who they're going to vote for. You know, I'm going to vote for, and I'm sure I know who many of you are going to vote for, which is fine. As you know, I only care that you vote. I don't really care who you vote for. I'm not going to hold it against you, and I'm not going to root. I mean, again, either you vote, then you have a leg to stand on if you're unhappy with the final result. If you don't vote, you got no bitch. And I think it's that simple. I think Americans in general take elections too casually, and too many people do not vote, and I think that's always a problem. So hopefully we'll have a big turnout and let the best man win. I can give you the case on either side, but in the meantime, obviously, I am still a Trump supporter for many reasons. But number one, I do think that both political parties hate him, which only tells me that he's doing his job and taking care of business. But in the meantime, we've got, the new levels of unemployment continue to rise. Again, it's not a surprise when you look at all the socialist states in America right now. I mean, again, it's hard to increase employment if you're not working. It's hard to increase employment if states are shut down. And about 50% of the states are not in operation. I mean, let's put it in real issues. All the right states are open. All the left states are basically closed. Now, right or wrong, okay, virus or no virus, I think that there indeed lies the bigger problem. Okay, and it's not. And to me, that's not a political problem. That's a countrywide problem. And our rights are being violated because we don't have the ability to make our own decision if I want to go out of the house. Now again, I have no idea how serious the virus is. First of all, half the statistics we get, I don't think are true. And that those statistics get told along party lines as well, which is a problem. I mean, again, at the end of the day, whether you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, whatever you are, the story should not be reported based on what political party is reporting it. And to me, that is the worst offense of all of it. But now, if you take away the rights of Americans, now think about this. If they can take away your rights to go to restaurants, they can take the rights away from the business owner and what he can do, and the Americans don't have their own decision to make. What do you think of that? Now, to me, that's a very bad act. That's a criminal offense, in my opinion. I mean, first of all, you're destroying small business America. Okay. And I think that becomes a problem. Okay. I believe that, look, whatever this virus is, if you're willing to go out and you want to go out, you should be able to. Okay. Wear a mask, social distance, the wash your hands, all the stuff. But at the end of the day, does the government have the right to keep us shut in? Don't you believe that people should have their own rights to make up their own decision if they're willing to go somewhere? Certainly, if you're among a higher risk category, you should not go. Okay? But if you want to, you should have the opportunity and the choice to go. So our rights, again, are being violated. If they can get away with this, what else can be done down the road? Okay? Can they indeed pack the Supreme Court? Now, again, I do not like the setup of the Supreme Court regardless, because I don't think that every decision should be almost made there along party lines either. But at the end of the day, if Americans continue to give up control quietly, then we're going to have a much bigger problem later. This is how it starts. Again, stuff starts at the very smallest level of taking things away from freedom. And, if you look at, for example, Facebook and Twitter, they have taken away true free speech. Okay, they are biased left. Look, let's be honest. Okay, now you don't have to be if you're truly left, because you won't be, because you will never have a straight conversation with anybody because it's your way or no way. But let's look at it straightforward, because I will. The media is biased to the left side. There's very few conservative channels out there. Okay. And I'm not saying that, again, I'm not far right either. As I keep telling you, I'm down the center. I liked it before, when the biggest decision was really on a couple of small issues, not major. Either I'm with you here or I'm against you. I mean, that's, to me, is another story, but that's a story for another day. But what we have here is a problem because we keep giving away more of our rights. Twitter and Facebook are basically banned almost all conservative commentary. Now, you're locking out a big portion of the country, and if you don't think that conservatives have a voice, the number one news show at night is what? Fox News. Okay. Now, we know that, yes, they have some left broadcasters, and they have some guys on the left. And I don't have a problem with it. Look, left or right, I have no problem either way. I have friends that are on both sides, and I don't care. I'm not offended. I just know who I can discuss logically with and who I can't. Certain people, you can't talk politics, which is fine. I have no problem with that either. But the number one news show at night is Fox, okay? Carlson and Hannity. Now, you may like them, you may not like them, but they are the number one news show. So what I'm saying to you is, why should a news outlet like a Twitter or a Facebook or any of the others have the right to filter out the content that they don't want? Don't you believe that to be somewhat offensive and something wrong with that? Now, I do. Maybe you don't. But I do believe, I believe in true freedom. I believe that, for example, I don't want any more stimulus out there, and I don't want the Fed out there either. I think the Fed is a joke. I think they're as clueless as tits on a bull. And I think the continuation of trying to stop a recession makes the collapse that much bigger. Okay. Instead of letting the natural evolution of business take place, they continue to destroy it because they keep pumping it up. And guess what? We, the American people, get to pay more taxes to facilitate their imbecilic moves. You like that? I don't like that. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm tired of it. Okay. That is, the overwhelming taxes that we already are paying. Okay. And we keep hearing we're not paying enough. Well, maybe if you guys didn't spend so much and print so much new money and allow banks to go deep into hock in debt, because look, we know they took the restriction off, so they're loaned up to the gills, because what do they care? They're going to be bailed out anyways if there's a problem. Let's stop the nonsense. Let's let asset classes price themselves like they're supposed to and quit trying to manipulate everything. Okay, that's what I think we should do. Okay, I mean, and of course, they've already stated that a Trump victory would be one of the biggest shocks in history. Well, guess what? I still think he's going to win, and I still think he's going to win easy. How's that? Okay, and again, I'm not looking for a debate issue here, but I don't think it'd be that. Again, if you were a Trump supporter and a poller called you, would you say that you were voting for Trump? No, you wouldn't. You don't want the abuse. So you're not going to say it. And of course, I believe he's going to carry a lot more of the African-American vote than any other Republican has. And I believe that even much of the Jewish vote that always votes Democratic, no matter what, I think even some of the Jewish vote is going to shift over to Trump. And, there's a big story about, college women, educated women will not vote for Donald Trump. Look, let's be honest about one thing, okay? Money makes the world go round, okay? Money dictates a lot of things that we do in life. And people like the money. They like the economy, okay? So we might have the few people that are out there saying no, But let's see what happens when we go to the voters. And again, we'll know we probably won't know on November 3rd, but you'll have a general idea of what's going on. So, this is all nonsense driving up to the election, okay? In the meantime, retail sales surged, which is incredible, okay? I mean, people are spending a lot of money, but where are they getting it? It's illogical. That's good. I mean, look, I'm happy. I want small businesses to survive. And unfortunately, they're being stepped on like cockroaches. And again, most of it by the politicians. But overall, you're making it very hard for them to exist, to be able to pay their rent. And then you have the landlords who can't get the rent paid from it. So it's a vicious cycle of destruction of the small independent businesses, which Americans so loved for so long. Because again, you work your whole life to get in business for yourself, so you have control over yourself, and here you got, the government takes you out of business because they will not allow you to have customers, which is why Amazon and Walmart and Target are all thriving now because they're forcing everybody away from there. Okay, again, is that fair that a small town pharmacist can't be open, but yet Walmart and Target are open? I mean, people like their local guy, but this is what they've done. But in the meantime, that's the destruction. So where's all the retail sales coming from? And even more interesting, which I think is, again, a bigger problem, okay, is housing sales. I mean, housing is exploding. Now, I understand parts of it. I mean, people are, listen, I didn't leave Illinois yet, but I am leaving. In 2021, I will not be a resident of Illinois. I will be a resident of Nevada. And there's many others doing the same thing, which is obviously artificially propping up housing prices. But housing prices are ridiculous again. And again, when you start to see that, I'm not telling you that it's a problem today. I'm telling you that it's a problem coming soon to a theater near you. Okay. Now again, soon is relative. It could be as soon as a week, a month, a year. I have no idea. But we've all seen this movie before. We've all seen the artificial stimulation from the Federal Reserve going back to the master bubble builder, the first of them in the generation, Alan Greenspan. Okay, he created the irrational exuberance in markets and the irrational exuberance around other asset classes, as they continue to do today with their supposed free money, which is really not free. Because again, I don't care how much more you're making today than you did last year or the year before, it ain't enough. Because although they tell you we have no inflation, we've got enormous inflation. Food and you can take out food and energy all you want. Food and energy is more expensive. Okay, the only guys that really get torched in this whole mess of crap is the farmers. They get screwed on both sides. They got to pay more for their product to grow it, to feed it, to do what they got to do. Their input costs are going up, and yet until recently, their outputs were at a loss, basically. So you can look at it any way that you want, okay. But at the end of the day, okay, it's really turning into a very bad situation. Of course, we still have the ongoing, Russia story and the ongoing Hunter Biden story. And now the Hunter Biden laptop. I mean, who knows? Does anybody really know what is really true in the whole political scene? That's what I want to know. Does anybody really know? And I'm going to say the answer is no. Nobody really knows. But I will discuss some of that in my commentary later today. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Todd Bubba Horwitz. And of course, we're going to step by here for a break. And we'll be back with the index updates after the break. What's up, all? Hey, listen, yesterday I did a great hedging webinar. We're doing one more class this year because there was such a demand. People want to get hedged. They're getting a little bit concerned, which is, listen, it's always smart to be hedged all the time anyways. So we're doing one more class. I did a webinar yesterday. If you want to check it out, I'll be happy to send you a copy of it. Just shoot me an email at bubba@bubbatrading.com. And don't forget about our partnership with Family Farms. Very exciting. Again, I'm a big advocate of the American farmers anyways, and I'm tired of watching them get screwed. And I'm so happy to partner with Family Farms. In fact, we're going to go down to Iowa, Nebraska, and Kansas in the next month, as soon as harvest is just about over. because obviously if harvest is going on, nobody's going to want to talk to me, but we're going to do a seminar and teach and share how to hedge and be always hedged, because those that finally do it understand how valuable a tool it really is for them. But again, that's with family farms. I'm excited about that. And of course, our commodity report with Andy Heck, unbelievable report. Okay, I tell you, you know me, I always tell you straight. Again, for those who are commodity followers and things like that, Andy does a phenomenal job. That's his background. I mean, for 30, 40 years, he was vice president of Solomon and Phillips and did his thing. But he's a commodities expert. And of course, we're actually, going to have a new product between us as Andy has joined, Bubba Trading. And we're going to replace the current report, but you can get now what he's got, which is great, but we're going to actually enhance it, but the price will go up as well. So right now you can go to BUBBATrading.com, Technomental's the name of the report, and you can get the current price, which is either $100 a month or $800 a year, because it will be going up. On the first Saturday in November, we will be doing a webinar to go ahead and tell you what the new product is, and you'll get a chance to meet Andy, so that'll be great. And, our brokerage partners, I can't tell you what a relief it is to have two partners, one for futures and commodities in CTG. Now, again, full disclosure, I have other brokerage accounts, but the ones I prefer for equities and for options, for futures and commodities, I love CTG. And it's a very simple reason why. They do the job right. They don't give out my signals to people other than members. They do the trades on time. You got a problem, call them. They answer the phone. There's no voicemail. There's no waiting to the next day. There's not, we're too busy. They answer the phone. And to me, when you're trading or investing and you have a question, there's nothing more valuable than somebody picks up the phone. So they're the only authorized of our letter direction trading. That's CTG. And also they've got a new product coming out, which I'm going to be lucky enough to help them present on the second Saturday of November, right after the election. So make sure you be ready for that. And of course, Tradier, I talk to Tradier all the time because, again, I'm such a big believer, and because we have their API and are able to automate products through them, which by the end of this year, we will be 100% automated on all of our products. And I'm really excited about that because it's going to make those who don't have time or who have paid way too much in commissions be able to do things a lot better through Tradier. Because again, I go back to the simple thing I always say, it's $10 a month. How can you beat a maximum fee of $10 a month? So again, they are great customer service. They get the whole kit and caboodle, all the works right at Tradier. Okay, and it's $10 a month. How can you pass that up? And our high school program, we're trying to rebuild it. I'm just about ready to start shooting the new videos, and it'll be done. But we want to try to get ready for, maybe not so much this year because it's really a cluster kind of year, but going forward, because I'm going to make the beginner's course available to non-members of schools. Some of you, they're out of high school for a while. I have an opportunity to view it as well, because it'll be a very basic course. So if you want to help us out, go to Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Now let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with me, Todd Bubba Horwitz. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, the 18th of October. And, the markets continue to really be dazed and confused in that what we call consolidation, which is the most miserable trading pattern for everything. Okay, we are long. We're long across the board. Now, the markets last week in general were mixed to higher. Pretty much the Dow, Russell, and S&P were right around the flat line. The NASDAQ was a little bit higher for the week, but it was really pretty much a flat week, which is consistent with the pattern in the market, which is consolidation, with what's going on, the uncertainty. Okay, so there's a lot of factors at play here. Okay, but again, the markets are getting ready and preparing to make a much bigger move. Okay, and which direction? I'm going to say long today. 2 weeks ago when we were short, I said lower. Now I'm going to say higher because I can only go with the algorithms. Okay, in my real opinion, okay, algorithms aside, to me it looks like we go to new highs and then collapse. Right? That's exactly what I expect. Forget about what the algorithms say. I expect to see new highs. I expect to see a reach for the sky, and then a market meltdown. Okay. And again, I don't know when that's going to be, but I wouldn't be surprised to see new highs by the end of the year. Now we'll see. Certainly, the election will have something to do with this before it's all said and done. But at the end of the day, I don't have the answers. And I don't like to speculate like that. And I am long right now, but I will, if I have to get short, if the algorithm indicates short, I will get short. Okay. But the metals, they were lower. And again, I don't, you can tell me all you want about how good they are, what they are. They're not a hedge. I love them. Listen, I own gold. I own physical gold and physical silver, and I buy it all the time. But as a trader, which is what we're talking about here, I am short gold, silver, and platinum, and will stay short until my signals change to be long, and then I'll be long. But it has nothing to do with my physical stock. I'm always long the markets. I'm always long gold. Okay, just it. I'm hedged, but I'm always long both of those no matter what. Okay? Now, in between, what I do trading is what I do trading, but I'm always long over the long haul because that's where my IRAs are. That's all my retirement money is tied up in being long the markets. I hedge it, which was that webinar was about, but other than that, I am always long. Okay, but so metals, again, they're going lower until proven otherwise. They're going lower. Crude oil, really tough right now. Again, it's another market which is very consistent throughout all markets. Consolidating, very tough pattern to trade. Consolidation is brutal to begin with, and that's where we are right now. Okay, in oil, okay, we're still long. The bonds and notes, we're still short. They were slightly higher this week, but way on the bottom end. They're just right now they're going lower, and of course that's consistent with the Fed diddling around these markets, which again, I hate that. The dollar was up a little bit last week. Now we're short dollars, and again, it's really just in that miserable pattern of consolidation. The same one we've talked about before. It's just a little bit higher right now. Now we're at some support at around 93ish, and now it looks like it's 92.50 to 94 again. And I expect it to go lower, but it could change. The dollar is a fear asset that places run to when they're concerned about economies. Okay. Again, I'm not saying it's going to happen, and I'm not saying that anybody's afraid, but that's what you can expect. But right now, we are long dollars. Okay. And we'll see where we go from here. And of course, I'm sorry, I apologize. We're short dollars. My mistake. We were on both sides. I got confused. I'm not even sure myself. I have to look at my statement right now. Copper, we're long copper. It was down a little bit last week, but it's still way above breaking out. So I think that looks, reasonable. Again, I'm a little bit, confused that copper's been pretty wild. And again, that's a key asset class on the economy, housing, and so on and so forth. But again, it's been fairly strong, and we did get short once in between. And of course, they rammed it to our potatoes and we had to get long. But I don't really care what side of the market I'm on. I care if I make money or not. Okay. Net gas is a little bit lower. We're still long, but again, I don't like being short net gas in October, November, December, because they are not prepared for a quick cold snap here. If one shows up, net gas will explode higher. And that's what I always hate. Again, I trade whatever I'm supposed to, but I prefer to be on the long side. I always tell you what I want to be. And in this case, I happen to be there right now, but it was lower last week. Okay. And, look, grains, as we said all along, we're long them across the board and they're popping. And although soybeans had a slightly lower week last week, they had a big up move. And we're now going to push up against that 10.80. And I think probably we're getting to $11 and higher. Corn is now over $4 and continues to explode. Wheat is over $6, continues to go up, and all good because we're long. And we've been long beans since in the 90s, so it's all good, right? And the cattle markets, unfortunately, are now both bearish. We were long fat cattle, live cattle, and now we're bearish fats and feeders. Now, I don't like being short here at these levels. I don't like these low price levels. But again, that's what the pattern has, and I'm pretty sure that it will be wrong and we'll have to reverse, but that's fine. I don't mind. Again, I'm not going to try to hand pick, because when you do that, you end up losing. It's just easier to follow the program, follow the rules, and not get involved with it. But my opinion is that they're too cheap. But again, they could get cheaper, because remember, prices get followed by prices, but eventually high prices cure high prices and low prices cure low prices. But right now, we can still go 4, 5, 6, 8% lower before it does reverse. But just deep in the back of my mind, I expect a big move like we have in the grain markets right now. And hogs continue to explode higher, which is beautiful. We're long hogs, and they look great, and I think that they are going to continue to move higher. And in the world of the softs, I'll just give you my positions. I don't get the same kind of charting, and I don't really care. But I will tell you where we stand. And of course, we're still long cotton, we're still long sugar and long OJ, and short cocoa and short coffee. Okay, those are our positions. In the meantime, you're starting to see a lot of that option traders are starting to fire. You're getting a lot of gambling going on right now. Okay, now I don't know where it's coming from, but you're getting a lot of gambling right now. Obviously, if you don't understand, you can see by the price of volatility is rising and holding. And if you understand volatility in general, it's not just the fear index, which everybody says. It is the buyers of options to open versus selling options to open creates higher prices. They are buying calls. I see reports all the time. In fact, I write a little bit report for Trader every week on the options activity. So in the meantime, again, I'm not telling anybody to be worried or be concerned. I'm just saying there's just another factor that would make me pause and think that something not so good is probably on its way. But it doesn't mean it has to be now. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Todd Bubba Horowitz. We'll be right back after the break with my commentary right here on Bubba's Bottom Line. Well, kids, listen, we did a webinar yesterday, hedging. Look, here's my only words to you, okay? If you're not hedging, you're making a huge mistake. You will eventually puke out of a market at some point when, if you were hedging, you'd never have to puke ever again. But again, that is up to you. I have the webinar available. If you'd like to read it, see it, watch the recording, it's free. I'll be happy to send it to you, BubbaTrading.com. If not, hey, no worries. Okay. Again, I do it because I want to teach people how to defend themselves. It's that simple. Okay. I mean, I don't get rich on supplying people with help how to protect their own portfolios, but I really want to help people take care of their own financial responsibilities and literacy. So anyways, that's it. You can email me for that. Our partnership with Family Farms. Again, I'm looking forward to it. Great. We're going to Iowa, Kansas, and Nebraska. And again, if you have any special regional airports, obviously they're very big states. And I'm actually flying, I'm having a pilot in a 4-seater take me. So we're going to go a couple of locations in maybe each state that we're going to do some seminars. And again, I want to educate my friends on the farms to help them better protect their own assets as well. Because again, they're hedging for different reasons against costs and against their own production. But again, I want to make sure that I can teach them and help and share. So we're looking forward to that. And of course, our commodity report with Andy Hecht, unbelievable. I mean, it's just a great report. You want to check it out, technomental at BubbaTrading.com. And of course, Andy and I are going to do a webinar the first Saturday of November. So be prepared for that invitation to come out. And our brokerage partners, as you know, I have other brokerage accounts, so I'm making it clear. But our brokerage partners for equities and options trade here, there's nothing like it. Again, first of all, it's $10. You know how much money that saves me? You know how much I'm able to put away every month because of trade here, because of what I save in commissions? Take that and add in that we're going to be all automated. If you have the choice, if you want to use Trader, you will have the opportunity. The hedging will be automated. Our equity portfolios will be automated. One of our new products will be automated. Our risk reversal will be automated. So again, it'll all be done automatically. I don't have to do anything. Just watch it work. Okay, set it up properly and we'll watch it work. And that's $10 a month, plus whatever my product is. So again, but that's up to you. They have great customer service. They do a great job. Look, I'm giving them my number one endorsement. Why? Because they do good work. I would not send you a place I did not believe in. Okay, I only send you, and that's the same as CTG. There's a lot of futures brokers out there I can do business with, but you know what? When it comes to letter of direction trading and people that I can trust and people that I'm very confident get the job done, it comes back to CTG. Okay, that's why they do our letter of direction trading, because my members, if they have a question or a problem, they can pick up the phone and get an answer. Okay, not wait for 2 days to get a response or an email. Hello, I got a problem. They help you right away. I mean, what better can you be? And of course, they've got a new product coming out, which I'm going to help them introduce, the second Saturday in November. And of course, don't forget about our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's LiveStock.com/Bubba Trading. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and my commentary now. Welcome back, everybody. And of course, every week I give you a little bit of what I'm thinking. And, as I opened up the show with, thank God the election's over here, I'm so sick of the whole political scene. Okay. First of all, let's be honest with all. I believe that there's a bigger percentage of dirty politicians than not. Okay. And I don't care what aisle you reside on. To me, there's a lot of crooks out there. Okay. And they don't have our best interest, most of them. Okay. And again, I don't know what percentage, but I would, in my estimation, there's a lot more than we think. I do believe that there is the so-called the deep state. Okay. I do believe there's a lot of nasty things that go on behind the scenes. Okay. And I think that one of the problems and one of the reasons that so many of them don't like President Trump is because he has voided out a lot of those deals that are made by lobbyists in back rooms that are really just ways of taking money away from us. If you go back and remember the big debt ceiling debates when Boehner was in, okay, he was Republican. I forget who he was with, but whoever it was, they were, again, you always knew that the debt ceiling was always going to get solved. All they were doing is sitting in the back room with a cigar and a scotch for how they were going to screw us out of the money. Okay. So again, I think there's a lot of things that go on that none of us would be thrilled to be part of. And I think it's dirty. And I think this is one of the bigger problems. That's why we need to really clean house and get rid of these career politicians. I think that is disgusting. Anybody in office, and I'm not complaining about Joe Biden, but 47 years is a joke. Bernie Sanders is a joke. Okay. Mitch McConnell is a joke. Okay. Again, I'll give you the ones I can remember on both sides. Nancy Pelosi is a joke. Again, full career politicians. Why are they there for their career? Okay. It's got to be about the money. It ain't about nothing else. They're not there as true public servants, or they wouldn't have been fighting against the current president, knowing that he could be ousted after the election. So again, there's got to be something more to this story. That's my views. Again, you can take it or leave it, but those are my views, and that's my opinion. In the meantime, got football tonight. Got a big game. Frisco against the Rams. Rams are hot. They beat the East. They beat them down. In the meantime, we're going to take the 49ers tonight, plus the points and plus the money line. We're going to take them both. We're going to make a decent play here. I think the 49ers win this game easily. Have a great weekend, everybody. As always, I thank you. This is Todd Bubba Horwitz, Bubba's Bottom Line. We'll see you tomorrow with a daily update. In the meantime, be healthy, take care, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Goodbye, everybody.